Remember? Alright. One thing that I really want to remember is this moment in history when the American people started waking up. I mean, we've had this veil pull over our eyes for a long time, and now that people are starting to quote-unquote rock the boat, we're starting to see what's actually going on. Peaceful protesters everywhere are getting police brutality all over them. I mean, Denver, they got tear gassed for no apparent reason. You know, things like that. I'm here for the reason I want a better world after this, and I ain't gonna stop for as long as I live doing this. I've been doing this for a long time, so.
Yeah.
Woo! Yes. Yay.
Anybody else want to say anything?
Yeah. I'd like to remember all the Americans that never came back, the veterans out there that were either maimed by conflict. You know, all the, you know, there's a couple wars out there, they say, but there's more than wars out there. There's a lot of conflicts that the Americans are on foreign soil, and for not the right reasons. And I just like to remember all the veterans out there, and especially those that never returned.
Amen.
Yes.
I just want to say that the problems we're facing today aren't American problems or any other country's problems. They're Earth's problems. We're all connected to this planet. We're all a part of this. We're in this together. So one major issue I would like to show my support for is the 34,000 children who die every day to preventable diseases, lack of nourishment, etc., etc. When really
28,000 from starving.
When really it shouldn't happen because they don't have money to buy these foods. We have the resources to take care of everybody. We don't do it. So this is for one child every 5 seconds.
I just want to say I would like to remember I'm big on the Palestinians, so I feel like they're being wronged right now, so I just feel like we need to look at the Palestinians and what's going on over there as well.
You know, I think we need to remember all the figures in history that died for the same idea. I mean, excuse my phrase, but Jesus Christ was the first dirty hippie peace protester ever. I mean, he died for what he believed in, and since then, thousands, millions of people have died for what they believe in. And movements would not have happened. Things would not have changed, and people would not have been freed if there weren't so many ungodly deaths because of this.
A friend of mine just made me aware of a good statistic. We've all said that we're the 99%, but in effect we're actually the 98%. There's an entire 1% of Americans that are currently in prison, which is the highest rate of incarceration in the entire world, twice as high as the second most, which is Russia. And I'd just like to remind everybody of the sort of systematic racism implicit in the United States legal system that perpetuates that fact.
I just want to say that I want to remember this as like the fact that we all came here together despite what we all could be doing right now, where we all could just be like staying in home with like our loved ones, or like staying warm, eating food and watching TV. You know, we all came out here to, you know, hear the truth and speak the truth, and just come together and just like create this community that has been so like, it's been so like delayed for too long. Like all this has been delayed for way too long, and the time is now for us to come together and do something about it. So that's what I just want to say.
I want to remember tonight all those who laid the foundation for us to be doing what we're doing. We have a constitution for a reason. We have stories that we pass on to our children for a reason. And I hope that we can be part of honoring what was prepared for us, and for those who would misrepresent or forget what our founders did. Let's remind them. We're doing exactly what they did. We're a little more peaceful about it than they were, and that's cool. But they did what they did so that when we do it, it can be peaceful. So let's honor their memory tonight.
Yeah.
I'd like to remember life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I'd like to remember civil liberties. I'd like to remember, give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. I'd like to remember what this country is supposed to be about.
Yeah.
Amen.
I'd like to remember all the nameless people that ran out of hope over the last 5-10 years that we didn't hear about, that died because their heat was turned off, or they ran out of food, or they killed themselves because they just ran out of hope, because their names are legion and their numbers are in the millions, and we got to remember them even if we don't know their names. And also John Alex Basin Presente.
Yeah.
I would just like to say that I want to remember this planet before it gets killed by the corporate interests in the name of a good economy.
Yeah.
My name's Emma Jean McCaskill Flory. This is my husband Luther. And I'd like to say that it gives me great pleasure to be a part of this movement. And it's absolutely beautiful to see that we're still following in the footsteps of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Doing the things that the way he'd do it, I think. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think this woman here had something to say.
I'd like to remember all of the people that are the true patriots, the people that really had to sacrifice. Washington at Valley Forge, they were out in the cold just like us, and they were there for a reason, and they had a commitment. My own father was a World War II veteran. He was an engineer, and he was one of the first soldiers across the bridge at Remagen. He got shot in the back, and he got shot through both knees. And I, as a child, had to deal with a lot. And I want to remember the children right now that are dealing with a lot, because they're patriots too.
Yeah.
Amen.
I want us to remember that part of the reason that we're doing this isn't just for us for today, it's also for our children and our children's children to come.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And make life easier for them.
Yes.
I want to remember the day that freedom becomes the actual meaning of freedom. I want to remember what my father and many of my relatives and friends have fought for. And I want to remember the day that my children don't have to suffer through what we have to today. I want everybody to be fed, clothed, and sheltered.
Yeah.
That's the day I want to remember.
Remember that. There you go.
What I'm going to remember today for is the people who ask, what are we actually accomplishing? Because I can see what we're accomplishing. We're bringing people together.
Here's to the little ohana that we've created here and all around. Everyone, we've all become really close. We've all started to see each other more as family than just acquaintances. So here's to that.
Yeah.
Yes. It's going along the same lines. I want everybody to remember that there are like-minded people like us out there.
Yeah.
I want us to remember
that there is a lot more in numbers that will come. I want us to remember to always stay strong and remember that we can stand up for what we believe in, because we are right now.
Yep.
Anybody else?
Anybody else have anything to say?
I would like us to remember the day we all decided to use our voices for what we believe in.
Yeah.
That's really good, if you guys don't mind. I want to remember, I mean, we've touched a lot on family. I want to remember the mothers and fathers who have lost their children, have had to bury their own children for simple rights. You know, people in the military, people who die at events in which they are expressing their freedom, police brutality, whatever it may be. I want to remember the families that cry for them, the families that wake up every morning and know that someone in their life is gone because of that. We can't take that for granted. It's their lives. Everybody? Yeah. I love you all!
Oh, safety note. Let's not burn down the campsite.
Yeah.
Alright. Everybody said their piece?
Yep. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you. Now let's go raise some ruckus on the
Whose streets? Our streets! Whose streets? Our streets! Whose streets? Our streets! Yeah!
People